The Chicago Bears have been connected to a big time trade to help out with their pass rush. A prominent player is in a contract dispute at a position of need, and maybe the Bears can take advantage of it. And GM Ryan Poles, he's so close to having this team completely rebuilt. And the question is, would defensive end Matthew Judon be the answer at right end for the Bears? I mean, he faced an injury and he only played 4 games last year, but Judon, he's still one of the more effective pass rushers in the NFL when healthy. And his 32 sacks since 2021, that ranks 10th in the league. And he's the only member of the pack to do so in less than 40 contests. And the 4-time Pro Bowler, he finished on the Defensive Player of the Year ballot in 2022. And that just highlights how impactful he could be at full strength. And we're looking at negotiations with the Patriots. They seem to be tanking, and the Bears, they have an unmet need. There's big time trouble in paradise between Judon and the Patriots, and this trade, it could be a real possibility. And what's up? This is Sports Talk Bears. I'm Sean. We are moving towards 10,000 subscribers. This is such a fun, positive community. Join the family if you want to, if you love the content. So let's look at how negotiations are going. Judon just signaled that he's willing to look elsewhere for a new deal. And well, this just isn't a great sign that things are going well, and you be the judge. This is Judon's Twitter page. You don't have to be a SpongeBob fan to see what he's communicating, and let's just talk it through. How does acquiring stud defensive end Matthew Judon from the Patriots make sense? Let's look at the Bears situation, and I'm going to go to this story on Fansided. It's just a really good source to kind of read further if you would like on the topic. But so how does acquiring stud defensive end Matthew Judon from the Patriots make sense? I mean, to bolster the pass rush last year, the Bears made a move that almost immediately paid off. We brought in Montez Sweat in. He led the team with 6 sacks despite playing in only 9 games for Chicago. If you look at his full year, I believe he had 12 sacks total. But there's a problem here. Moving into this year, there's just not a proven commodity to pair with Montez Sweat on the right end, right? Justin Jones, he finished second on the team with 4.5 sacks last season, while Ngakoue was third with 4th. Jones signed with the Arizona Cardinals, and Ngakoue, he's currently still on the street as a free agent. So this leaves DeMarcus Walker. He had 3.5 sacks as the team's next best returning pass rusher. I just did a story on him. I mean, he was a solid player, but he didn't exactly provide the sack totals that he did in his career year in 2002 of Tennessee when he had 7. So the thought is, will he rebound? Will he finish off the hurries and quarterback hits and change them into sacks this year? He got to the quarterback at a career rate, but just didn't finish them off with sacks, and he'd be and I'm going to close this down. So Judon would be an immediate impact player. Walker, he could take on the early down responsibilities, right? While Judon has 66.5 career sacks. Those sacks would come off the bench as a pass rush specialist. And he's an 8-year veteran. He's coming off a torn bicep. That was the injury, but he was so productive in his limited playing time last year. He racked up 4 sacks in as many games prior to his injury. And what this would do, this will create excellent depth. It also gives some breathing room for Booker. He can develop into the eventual starter. And I mean, the team fit is an absolute no-brainer. The only matter would be 2 things. 1, being super creative with the contract to make it work. We'd have to work some magic here. We'd possibly have to release a player or 2. I'm confident if you really want a player, we can find room to sign him. And also, let's do only a 2-year deal at most. And number 2, what would the cost be to get him? And let's look at the Patriots. They are rebuilding. They might accept a 5th rounder, maybe a 4th if they're determined not to sign him. We have a ton of picks next year. And looking at the New England Patriots, they are in a full rebuild. So it doesn't really make sense to roster a soon-to-be 32-year-old who is entering a contract year. And looking at the Patriots, they might be better off acquiring draft picks for Judon. They'd receive about $6.7 million of cap relief by dealing him post June 1. Yet another incentive for New England, right? So let's start with the most recent info on his situation with the Patriots. Let's see his situation with the team. And I think it's just screaming that he's going to be available. They're either going to cut him or trade him. I don't know if they're going to be really interested in signing him to another big deal. So just recently, the Patriots offered an extension, and that was just on July 3rd. Judon's not happy with the offer. He doesn't characterize the two sides as even close to a deal. And with training camp approaching, it's likely Judon, he could be a possible cut on a team once again in the middle of a rebuild, or that the Patriots are open for business. And I think that's what's happening. So should the Bears give him a call? I mean, Judon, he's also expressed his displeasure via Twitter. You guys saw the SpongeBob video. It's unbelievable. I never thought I would say the words SpongeBob on this show, but I don't think we can poo-poo this. Like social media, it's been pretty telling. I mean, you remember the unfollows from Justin Fields in the offseason. That should have been signaling to everyone. I mean, including myself, I didn't listen to it. That should have shown that a split was imminent. Like social media is a real thing when predicting these moves. And Judon's in the final year of his contract. He's slated to make $6.5 million. That doesn't sound like a lot, but I'm going to detail that a little bit. It's not quite what it seems. Judon, the Patriots, they went through this same thing last year, and he had 2024 money moved up as a compromise last year. So now with the Patriots training camp less than 3 weeks away, there is pressure on both sides, pressure from both sides to find a resolution sooner rather than later. So let's be a little more specific, if you will. So last season, the Patriots, they restructured Matthews' contract for the 2023 season, and that was done to guarantee him $14 million instead of the $2 million he was set to receive. It was a matter of guaranteed money. So it's possible that the sides do something similar still if they can't land on the long-term extension, and there's still time to get a deal done. But this is all after signing a 4-year contract in 2021 at $54.5 million. He got an $18 million signing bonus back then. Average salary over its course has been $13.6 million. So he's actually been compensated very well. He just wants it to continue. And especially in this year, he wants some more guaranteed money. And with the Patriots in a rebuild, a new coach, a quarterback who isn't even going to start to begin the season, it's going to be Brissett. I'm just very doubtful that a veteran player, one who wants a raise after an injury-filled year, I don't think he's going to be in their plans moving forward. So let's look at what the Patriots might be looking at. Will they be open to a lower level trade, possibly a 5th round compensation? The Bears might be smart to be at least like give him a phone call, make him an offer, see what it would take. And also, I think it's important that we recognize who Judon has been as a player. And when he's healthy, he's definitely outplayed his current contract. He's 31. He's a former 5th rounder picked by the Ravens. And wow, that sounds like so long ago, 2016. He played out the final year of his 4-year, $2.595 rookie deal. Then he was hit with the franchise tag, slated to be an unrestricted free agent after that. And he signed a 4-year, $56 million deal with the Patriots that we were already talking about. So recent production. Like, this is well and good. This is a world of what have you done for me lately, right? So in 2023, he only played 4 games, but in those 4 games, 13 tackles, 5 for a loss, 4 sacks, a safety. I mean, that is fantastic production. It's quite evident that the Bears, they would be getting a very high caliber force on the right end. I mean, injuries happen. And this previously felt like a long shot earlier in the offseason, but with recent events, with the SpongeBob video, with other things that are going on in the media, I think this deal might be on the table. And while there's no doubt that Coach Flus, he'd like to have an additional pass rusher to pair with Sweat, right? The Patriots, they might not be keen on letting their best player go on this side of the ball. But still, if you look at this objectively, there's a point about New England's rebuild. And other than Sweat, Chicago, they'll be relying on DeMarcus Walker, Dominique Robinson-Gross, 5th round rookie Austin Booker for its pass rush this upcoming season. I absolutely love Austin Booker. I did a video a few days ago that DeMarcus Walker might be actually enough to get us through the season if he pops back and makes some of those pass rushes, some of those quarterback hits. If he can finish them off for sacks, I think we're going to be in really good shape with him. But if a player like Judon is available and we're able to get him at an economical cost for a lower level contract, like a couple years. We can pay up for him for 2 years while Booker is developing, while Demarcus Walker holds it down, while we see if Dominique Robinson is still salvageable. I mean, we could end up with an incredibly deep position group, and this could be another strength. So you guys let me know what you think. Bear down. I will talk to you soon, and I'll see you later. See you.